think so.
As comfortable as you can be, just walking into a studio and
Right, well,
random dude sitting you down and being like, here's a microphone in your face. So, Luce.
yeah, Luce.
Luce. Is that like
Doesn't it?
French for like Lucy?
It's an actual name. It has the same Latin root meaning light.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, I'll do a little talking while you relax.
Okay.
Because, so this podcast, when we started it, I didn't want to do gear review. I could do gear reviews because we're a production company, right? I didn't want to come up with subjects. So I thought, you know what we'll do is every week we will sit down and we will talk to people who we meet in the course of doing our work. So these would be people that we feature in videos, you know, because we never get to meet them properly. And so about 2 weeks ago, I was at the library filming for my client, the library system, and you were the subject of the event.
Yes.
Would you like to refresh my memory? What were you doing there again?
Well, one very funny thing is that I saw you coming with your tripod from the glass door. And
Did I scare you?
You did not, but you seem maybe you had a long day or...
I
not
just
sure.
look like this all the time.
Or maybe you just look like this, but you arrived and you set your tripod and you said, you asked, I was talking to the two library staff members and you asked if the writer was coming and if they can use one of us to be the dummy. And I was like, well, I'm actually the writer, but... I can be a dummy, fine, okay.
Yeah, so in my defense, usually I arrive and I get set up so that when the person I'm supposed to interview is ready for me, I'm ready to go. And so I think I said to you, would you like to be my crash test dummy? And you said, actually, I'm the author.
Yeah.
And so I ate that and sat you down. And from that point forward, it was very nice, right?
Yeah.
I switched from like busy guy.
You know. Yeah.
Happens a lot.
It was totally fine. It was a short interview, and then I went and did book talk. So,
Good. How did it go?
It went well. I was competing with the finals of like the LSU baseball team.
Yeah, that's just poor planning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't know. I guess that. But
all will become clear as we get to know Luce a little better. And so,
Yeah.
like, when I say it, like, is it Luce? Am I saying it right?
It's a really tough one for Anglophones, I think. I say Luce, but I really don't mind if people say Luce, Lucy.
Okay, so the accent is a giveaway. Like you're not from round here, are you?
No, I am.
You think this is a professional podcast, but my phone's been blowing up. My bad.
Okay, I think.
So,
Yeah.
where are you from?
So I'm from Montreal. My first language is French, and I moved to Baton Rouge 4 years ago.
Okay, 4 years ago, Montreal. Were you born and raised in Montreal?
Yes, in the east side of Montreal. That looks kind of Baton Rouge actually, because like there's refineries close by. There's the river.
Sure. I mean, I say sure. I've never been there,
But I don't know why. I realized that very recently that there was so many similarities. And
except
even
the
like
weather. The weather is not
the
anything.
weather can be like it was flooding yesterday in Montreal actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
so.
the temperature like?
Right now, heat waves, like heavy showers.
You wouldn't think
but
it,
I
would
don't
you?
know.
So, like, if I'm looking at a map of Canada, like, where, like, is it east, north, west?
It's eastish. Yeah, like central east.
Central east.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's I guess the middle would be more like Manitoba, and then there's like Ontario, and then Quebec.
Okay.
And then there's like all the eastern provinces. So I wouldn't say east, but
So you're like,
Central east.
so Montreal. Okay. So
yeah,
when I think of Canada, I think of really, really cold.
it can be. Yeah, it's cold like 6 months of the year, or cold, or just kind of like very depressing.
I guess my first
gray.
serious question then is how cold is cold?
It's like, are you thinking in Celsius degrees?
No, I'm thinking when someone says, "Oh, it's chilly outside."
Like very, very cold.
Yeah.
Like your nostrils, like ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's
yeah.
what I thought.
It's very it's like you being punched in the face by the cold.
Canada,
a lot of time.
punch in the face by the cold.
I actually worked for almost 5 years as the mail carrier, and so I had to experience the weather. Like
You were out
everything.
in it.
Yeah, I was out there, and depending the route I was given, like there was like that river, Yeah, a river. And then the wind was blowing and it was like minus 40 degrees. And I had to walk like that for like 4 hours.
So second serious question is how'd you find the weather in South Louisiana?
I actually love it.
You do?
Yeah. Well, I love that. I love like, I don't know if I love gardening, but like I'm in a gardening phase right now. So I don't know how long it's going to last. But
It can get pretty warm out there. Just
yeah,
go prepared to sweat and change your clothes and take a shower and you'll be fine.
yeah, I'm lucky enough that I have a pool, so I can, yeah.
Very
jump in.
nice.
Yeah.
So what brought you to Baton Rouge?
To Baton Rouge the first time, so I just randomly bought a plane ticket for New Orleans in 2010, and then I started to do couch surfing. I don't know if you remember that.
Couch surfing? Explain.
Couch surfing. So it used to be like a website where you connect with hosts around the world.
Yeah, I'm not that cool.
No, it had some risk. Everything went well for me.
Okay.
There's like surprisingly not that many horror stories.
Okay,
Like
not that many.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean I mean you know,
Gross
human
couch
nature.
here and there.
Yeah.
Some people are disgusting. They are. So you
yeah.
randomly came to New Orleans, did a bit of
Yeah.
couch surfing,
Yeah.
and now you're here 4 years later. Fill in the
No,
blank.
well, okay, so I started to couch surf in New Orleans, and then I was like, okay, where to go next? And then I looked at like the host. So you go on the website, and then you can.
There's actually a website where you can like book a couch.
Yes.
That's so cool.
You
It's like
see the
Airbnb
profiles.
light.
Yeah, it was kind of before Airbnb,
Okay.
so it was totally free.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, I'm a traveler. Here are my interests and hobbies.
Are these hosts just looking for a friend?
Well, sometimes they were just like, you know, proud of where they lived, and they were interested in meeting travelers and hearing their stories.
I can appreciate that.
So just curious people,
Very
I
cool.
guess. Generous people. Yeah, most of the time they were, I guess, just like curious about stories.
I've
like,
never met someone who's done that. I didn't even know that was a thing. You've enlightened
I
me.
did it. I did it in U.S., in Canada, in Europe too, in France, Norway. Where else? Yeah, mostly there. Spain.
So you're couch surfing in New Orleans.
Yeah,
And then what happened?
and then so it's like you can see who are the hosts around. So
By the way, I'm having too much fun with this. I'm like, do I let her hang on the couch? No. Carry
Well,
on.
something-
Move along.
oh yeah, so it's like the first. Okay, so the first host was like he lost everything during Katrina,
Okay.
and then it just changed his mindset, and then he was just like, well, I have nothing, but the nothing I have, I'm gonna share.
That's
So
nice.
he had like some kind of dormitory in his like garage, and then it was like multiple couch surfers at the same time.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, especially when you're like 25, you know.
Kind of like a private hostel. I mean, my
Yeah.
brothers do that in Europe all the time. They like go in a hostel and hop hostel to hostel and stuff. It's a good
Yeah.
way to travel, I guess. My wife
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
do
mean,
that.
you really
at all.
see
She'd
how people-
freak out if I'm like, hey baby, we're staying here. She'd be like, and no.
Yeah, well, it's not for everyone,
No.
and it's not. I don't know if I would do it now. Like, it's like I look back, and I'm like, well, that situation might have been a little like
Yeah.
shady, but anyway. So you see, you know, you can kind of choose. It's not you just knock on the door and you don't know who's
I'd hope so.
on the other side. So you can choose like. So I saw that guy that was a photographer, and I was a photographer at the time.
Oh, nice.
And he was photographing like on this profile picture. Somebody took a picture of him while he was photographing like a huge alligator.
Holy cow, that's
So,
cool.
Yeah, so I was like, he seems cool, and so I went and stayed with him for a couple of days, and now we're married.
That's awesome. Very cool. So you
Yeah.
came to the South and met and married one. Is he a local kid? Is he a local guy?
Yeah, he's from Baton Rouge. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because mine was in reverse. I was here and met a local lady from New Orleans. And so I found my wife to be a party looking for a place to happen. Is that
Yeah.
the same the other way around? Like the guys? Like, was
A
your husband?
party looking for. Explain that expression.
Like super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, as a British person, I mean, my level of like this super fun is probably here, and a New Orleans native's idea of like super fun is like somewhere up here.
I think, yeah, he definitely had like a long period of time in his life where he was just in party mode, I guess, but also work mode.
They get a lot of that down
They can do both, I think.
So you said you were a photographer, and it was your interest in photography. So was that a hobby or a career in Montreal?
I have a degree in photography.
Really? You're probably smarter than I am then. Well, I don't have a degree in it.
You don't have a degree in it? Well, but then I kind of quit like studying the new gear and all that. Like I don't think I'm a
What kind of pictures would you take?
I did a lot of portraits. I think I was already, I mean, I was mostly interested in everything I do. I'm interested in like human psychology, and I was already like a people watcher.
Sure.
And so like it was just kind of not a shortcut, just kind of like obvious that it was something I was doing.
If I said to you that the purpose of photography and videography to some degree, if I said to you is to find a person's soul, you'd understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, okay. I think it's like I wanted to understand the person quick enough so I can do like street photography, but not like steal his soul, you know, like just like take stolen pictures and leave, but interact with that person and be able to like I don't know, like that person would let her guards down, and then I could like
trick,
see.
Isn't it? That's the trick.
Yeah,
like, that's cool. If you know that enough to be looking for it, then that's kind of pegs you as to where your passion was in it. So, if ever you want to pick up a camera again, I know a fella called Austin. He's working here at the company, right? He's not here right now, but he's a street photographer, and he uses film.
Okay.
So the wind up things.
Yeah.
Super talented guy. I mean, he's crazy good.
He has a dark room here, or does he has a dark room?
Does not do his own. No, he sends that to the place in Hammond. But
that's how I started. That's how I developed interest for photography. Is in the dark room. No,
really?
at school. Yeah.
Holy
so
God.
Like when I was like 12 or 13, it was an option at my school.
Like, is it difficult to run a dark room, like to expose your own prints?
Not really. It's a lot of trial and error, but you find your tricks at some point. And I mean, you get to learn like which film sensitivity, you know, you prefer, and then how you can expose it and everything. But yeah, it was very fun. I loved the ambience, like the red lights, and it was just, I don't know. I felt it was a bit like the cool
emerges.
Kids. The what?
The picture just emerges.
It was like magical.
Very cool.
I love that. So
how many years were you taking pictures for? So you came. You don't ask a lady how old she is, but like so you came into the black room when you were in school, and then you came out of school liking to take pictures and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well I always had like many interests at the same time. So photography became one when I was about, I guess 11, because my older brother started to do it before me, and I was like, oh yeah, so I'm just gonna start doing it.
Okay.
Copy
Sibling
him.
rivalry.
Yeah,
it'll get you a long way.
I didn't see it this way. I think he saw it that way, but I was just like, oh cool, it seems so fun, and so yeah, and also like just the exploring aspect. Like, okay, I have 24 pauses. Is that what we say?
24.
Like on the film, there's like 24 or
exposures.
36, 24 exposures. And then I would just leave for like an afternoon and come back with my 24 pictures. And then I would wait like to go on.
That's cool.
In the dark room, see
That's
what's
very
happen.
cool.
So all that is just like I had to really observe and see what I was interested in. And then eventually it became portraits. Because I think... But so anyway, so that was one of my interests, but I was also interested in like writing and communication. So I first studied more that aspect, and also it was kind of a hybrid program with film production and film history and art history. Anyway, so I did that, and then I decided to go study photography for 3 years. And I guess I was a photographer for maybe 10 years.
So when I met you at the library a couple of weeks ago, you were there because you've written a book, which makes you an author now too.
Yeah.
So tell us about your book, and I'm also interested to find out more about how you became an author.
Okay.
So what's the book about?
Well, so the book is in French. It's called Les Jours Delta, Delta Days in English. And it was inspired by, so when I moved here, so I met my husband in 2010, but actually moved here in 2021. And just a couple of months before that, I was there in 2020 for a hurricane called Delta. And
so you've started marking the years by what hurricanes?
Yes, I guess so.
Okay,
First
that
hurricane
happens.
2020. Well, I mean, it was also the pandemic and, you know,
Busy time.
Busy year. But anyway, so I was so inspired by what I discovered about. I can become like laser focused on a subject, and like so hurricanes was one of those things that I needed to know everything about.
Well, they'll get your attention either way.
Yes, and also I was very curious about like the different reactions people have to hurricanes and how it can bring the best in people, and that's kind of what I wanted to describe. So I decided to use the same weather that I've experienced during that week, the Delta week, but I invented 4 different neighbors. So it's like that kind of story where it's like the same event but seen by like multiple angles, multiple characters.
And so it's a fictional story.
Yeah, it's a fictional story
about people's experience of a hurricane.
And they're all neighbors.
Okay.
So they see the same weather event, but
they see it differently.
Yes, and they all have like their own stories, their own storms.
Very cool. So I guess if you met your now husband unexpectedly, then I probably answered my question. But since you're French speaking Canadian, that's how to correctly describe you, right? Do Canadians get offended when we confuse you with actual French people, or is that like an insult in Canada?
No, but at some point in the history of like French Canadians, there was that identity of like Québécois that.
Don't know that.
Okay, so Quebec is like the province, and where Montreal is. Yeah, and that's also like I never know.
Treat me like a 5th grader.
Yeah, like I never know how much geography Americans know, and so Quebec is the province, and so we were like French Canadians because we used to be like a French colony.
Yes.
But then eventually, yes, there was some kind of like new identity of like we're not like French Canadians, we're like Québécois. So it's kind of like post-colonial world, I guess. Like again, like it's like story. It's like
so you have
history
your own
that
identity.
I learned when I was like younger, and then I would probably need to revisit it a little bit. But
so interested
in French, I would say I'm Québécoise.
Okay.
But
Québécois.
But then since I'm in the U.S., I always say French Canadians because it's like simple, for the person I talk to.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm Canadian, but I speak French. Because I also, out of respect for like the Canadian accent,
Sure.
I'm not, I don't speak English like a Anglophone Canadian.
Yes, you would pass as a French person before you'd pass as an English or a Canadian person.
Yeah, but for people in France, it's very obvious that I'm not French.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that either. So as a formerly British person, I also, when Americans say, where are you from? I say England, not Great Britain, and not the United Kingdom. Because everyone understands England, but if you say the United Kingdom, they don't realize what that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Right.
Well, there's like Wales and Scotland.
So I'm from England is how I respond when people say, where are you from? And then they say, whereabouts in England? And I say, near Cambridge.
Okay.
And they say, where's that in relation to London? And I say, an hour and 45 minutes northeast. And that's about all the information a typical person out here needs in order to feel comfortable that, I don't know, I'm not an alien. I don't know why that stuff. So, all right. So you definitely have your own unique accent. My question so was it by accident, or did you just luck out that you moved into one of only a very few parts of the States where they actually would appreciate your Frenchness?
I know it's a very weird journey because I think for a lot of tourists that like visit Louisiana, they go straight to like Lafayette and they expect everyone to speak French with them, and they're a bit disappointed. But I remember even the first time I made jokes with another host of a woman that lived in Lafayette, which she was an Anglophone, and I was like, oh, I'm interested in meeting some Cajuns, and she said, okay, let's go. What boots am I supposed to wear for Cajun hunting? And then we made jokes, and it's like, no, we should not make jokes about that. Like, it was not, like, now that I live here, but there's like that very cliche interest for French culture. And
have you been able to plug into any of it?
Well, the thing is that I just discovered recently that I had that thing. I'm working on it, but I have that thing that's like called like language insecurity, and now I have
You
it.
don't need to be.
Well, I have it in both languages anyway. Like, so I'm gonna ask myself what's the word. When I speak in English, I'm not even sure I actually speak English. Sometimes I feel like I people are polite, and then I just said a bunch of things that they don't even exist, but they're like, oh, sure, like she has an accent. She's like,
I speak one language. Some might say badly.
Yeah.
You speak two pretty well. Winning.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. So have you connected with any Cajuns?
Well, no. So that was the thing, is like I have that insecurity in French too, because if I speak French as I do, like naturally do, I have an accent that I'm not sure they're familiar with, and also I'm not sure that it's like we don't have the exposure necessarily. Like I grew up like watching a bunch of like French Canadian TV and also like French movies, so I know the accent from a person from France. But I don't have that exposure in the culture with like the Cajun or the Creole of Louisiana.
So you're like a mutt that doesn't fit in really anywhere.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that too, but I don't really care anymore. I guess I just I just try to be there where I am, but I don't necessarily want to force like, oh, okay, because we have that common language of French, I'm just gonna show up and ask everyone to speak French with me. It's like if it comes naturally, and like it has happened recently where I'm like surprised how well I understand a person whose like dialect is different.
You're talking to a formerly British guy in South Louisiana, and I've been here so long that I too worked through whatever insecurities I might have had. I now just simply don't care. This is all just love. Like I meet people and like it's just whatever.
Yeah.
I had a friend in Dallas, and this is because of the accent. This lady was African American. She was an awesome lady, and I was hanging out in her house, and she says, she's looking at me sideways, and she says, you know what? She says, that accent of yours means that you don't fit in anywhere, which means you can fit in everywhere.
Yeah, and there's that aspect. Yeah,
it's true. They can't peg you, so it's like most people are nice.
So I'm curious why you say formally.
Because I'm very American now.
Okay,
very American.
Okay.
Yeah, like I actually went back to England thinking many years ago, thinking I might go back. This is before I met my wife, and it took me about 2 weeks before I knew I was American. Because every single day now I'd been in America for like 10 years. Then I went back to England for the first time and thought I might want to move back there because I've been away from home a long time. Right?
Yeah.
But 2 weeks later, I'm just done because every single, like almost hour on the hour, I'm thinking to myself, they'd never tolerate this in Texas. I mean, the way that they weigh your trash and the way that they have cameras everywhere that like give you parking tickets and you have to like pay for parking at the grocery store, and all these things just drove me insane. And I realized I'm not British anymore. I'm actually, in my head, I'm American. So has that happened to you yet?
Yeah. Well,
when you go home, do you like, this place feels weird?
Yeah, well, it's been I think I had like discomfort about Montreal, at least like because I was born in the city, but I always had that like naturalist side where like I really just love to be in the nature, observe nature, and so I didn't really find a
free spirit.
Yeah,
I got that when you said couch surfing.
Yeah, couch surfing. Yeah, that was wild. That was my wild years. But it was very.
I'm not judging. I'm just I realize you're a free spirit when you Airbnb on couches. Let's get back to your book because so you wrote a book, Delta Days. It's a fictional story born of your own experience of hurricanes. Like, what were those experiences? So here you are, French-speaking Canadian from Montreal, fall in love with a local South Louisiana fella and comes down to live here, and then boom, hurricane. Yeah. So how did you experience your first or second hurricane?
Well, I think, and this, I don't know if it's I guess my husband has that temper, but it's something in Louisianans that experience a lot of weather events or obstacles that like they are pretty good at calming down the situation, like just finding
a lot of experience with it.
Yeah, it's like okay, yes, we're facing this, but we survived that in the past, so we're gonna go through this one too. So my personal, what I learned personally is like I don't need to be so anxious. Um, like so, yeah, just like having survived this, which was not even a category 4 or 5. It was like for us, but it was just what I survived is I got so anxious, thinking
Yeah.
this is gonna be very, very bad, and then it did not happen, and I also survived that level of stress. So
Have you ever experienced like extreme weather? Like there's a point when you, whether it be you're in the middle of a hurricane or if you're in the water and the current takes you or something like that, where nature has so absolutely demonstrated that you don't matter. It's like a line. Have you ever
yeah.
crossed that line? Has there been like a weather event you've actually lived through before the hurricanes, or was this the most extreme you've?
I think no, I think it's just that I can imagine, like, I do tend to be anxious because I have that very like wild imagination, and I can look at a picture and feel, or like look at
Yeah.
the meteorologist just like giving his report, and there's like storm surge behind him, and like so. It's like
You
I
put
am
yourself
there,
in that
yeah.
moment.
So
Yeah.
not as much. I remember like almost drowning in the a pool, like a wave, those pools
A
and like,
wave pool.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
wouldn't. I
then my
wouldn't.
brother saved me. Thank you,
Keep
my
that to
brother.
yourself.
But I was a kid and just, I don't know. I think I can just go like very quickly in extreme fear, but also I can go quickly in the in the opposite side where like I have that sense of wonder and I have that hope, and
That's
so
one of the things I love about my line of work is I get to meet people like yourself every day. We get filmed something every day, and we're always like we get to parachute into a person's life for an hour or for a couple of hours or for a day or whatever, and you get to almost spectate their lives. And so I've met a lot of different people, and I mean, everybody is awesome. Like your mix of like nervousness and desire to, or it's weird that you would have a willingness to explore while you're anxious.
right.
Or maybe the anxiety forces your actual brain to be like, no, I will push myself. Is that more what it's like?
I think I'm so stubborn about anxiety not being the end of the story.
Okay. Good.
So like anxiety and fear, and like every time I bought a plane ticket for like a random place that I knew, well, I did not know at first that it would be risky, or I traveled so many times alone, a young woman in different countries, and it was kind of insane, but so I would never know at first. I would always be like optimistic at first, buy the plane ticket, and then it would be too late. So I would have to. It's like I would trick myself into like doing stuff and then like learning from
I'm
it.
shaking my head because I have 4 kids. 2 of them, they are 7-year-old identical female twins, and they're beautiful, and they've got personalities. And I wouldn't consider myself to be a nervous person at all. But now I have these little things that I love, and like what you just said about being young and in the world and stuff. I'm terrified for them.
Yeah.
But you just got to, I mean, navigate those waters as they come your way.
I don't. If they have the will to do it, they will
I
probably
know.
do it. You can, but. Yeah, me too. Like I get nervous for my past self. Like, why did you do that? You're crazy. But yeah, it's just like you feel so strong and gives you more confidence when you
So I'm getting the
eventually.
impression that what with the way that your brain's made and the way that you are, you had this focus and you had these experiences that you I guess wanted to get out of you. Is that what the book was, or were you like, have you always wanted to be an author?
I think that's probably what I wanted to do first. Like I had many dreams, but being a writer was probably like my first one.
Really?
Yeah. Like I remember loving, like being passionate about learning how to write, just like forming the letters and then playing with, like, they would give you like words and you would have to like move them around and make sentences. I just love that. Like I could feel it still, like the
Cool.
excitement. And grammar, I love that. Like all my French classes, and just inventing stories, and also observing the world around me and people, and trying to understand people's motivations.
Very
And
cool.
so at some point, it's like when you observe, so it both the anxiety and the enchantment are like the wonders, you know. It's kind of like I get too full of some energy, you know, and then or I have that like aha moment where it makes sense, you know, like I can kind of like mix all the different elements and make a story with it that leads like to some kind of like learning experience. Well, something that I learned and now I want to share. So that's always kind of like a cycle that starts by like observing the world around me, like wanting to learn a bunch of things, and then using a tool that I love, being words in my like native tongue. And then yeah, it's like always, like I always have that that questioning, like, is it just a therapy for me, or is it worth sharing because it could help other people? So there's always that line, you know, when I start a project, and then like now the stories come very easily. Like I can just start, I don't know, I have like other books, you know, that I started to write since, but so it's easy for me to just structure a storyline. But then I'm like, okay, now I need to do the work of sitting down and thinking it's very important to share this. People need to hear this. And so sometimes I'm like, do they need to hear it, or is it just me? I'm just okay with what I learned.
So take it from an old guy. It's at the end of the day, just do it for yourself, and anyone that wants to notice will. And like people may come across your work, you know, in the years to come, and they might not be ready to hear the message that's in that story, and then they may reconnect with it again 3, 5, 10 years later, and they have enough experience to appreciate what you're trying to say. So just forget what everyone else is doing. Never let that personality trait die. By the way, it sounds like you are plugged in. Most people are not. So congratulations on that. I've got a few questions that my brother, so I'm one of 6 kids. And my brother, 1 year younger than me, he is in agricultural pesticide licensing. He's in England, but he travels all over the world. Okay. And for the longest time, he wanted to retire in Canada.
Okay.
And as a person that's never been to Canada, I've never understood why.
Yeah.
And so
where in Canada?
I don't know,
okay,
to be honest. So here's some questions that he asked me to ask you. I thought I'd appreciate the perspective, and then we can wrap this up. So the first thing is, he said, ask her about poutine, Poutine, not the oligarch, the chippy deliciousness.
Okay, yeah.
Almost makes me laugh when I think this is a famous Canadian dish.
Yes.
So what is it poutine?
Poutine.
Poutine.
Is
I get it now.
So
poutine,
it's like French fries and gravy and cheese, curd. Is it curd cheese? It's like it looks like a little kind of rock of cheese, like a mini rock.
Are you saying you put gravy on
there's
chips?
cheese and gravy, and so the gravy like makes the cheese melt, and on French fries.
French fries.
Yeah.
Do you say French fries in Canada, or say chips in Canada?
We say French fries.
Okay, so the American influence. Well, that sounds delicious because I like all of those things.
It's pretty well if the gravy is good. And I mean, every ingredient.
I don't think I've ever had gravy that wasn't good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes they put like a lot of cinnamon in it for some reason.
Yeah, then it's some small sweet stuff. So, where can I buy Canadian-made ice wine? So, what is Canadian-made ice wine, and where can my brother buy it?
Ooh. Okay, so I think it's the wine with the apples after the apple season is over, or like the apples.
I don't know.
Well, I guess I'm not.
Canadian-made ice wine.
it seems to me that he's like nailing it to, he wants to retire in Quebec though, because I think ice wine is more like in the Quebec province than others. Because like and I really think that it's made out of apples.
Okay, I'm gonna have to Google that.
And when you would have to travel, and then buy it at the duty free, I guess. Otherwise, they would not let him.
It's like someone asking me like, what is it? Blood pudding? They have that in England. I don't know. I'm British, but I don't know. I've never eaten that.
Yeah,
sounds gross to me.
I feel it's the kind of gift you bring when you visit like friends in France. Like you bring them ice wine or like maple syrup, and they're like, "Oh, that again." And then
I would have assumed that it was like some kind of glacier water that melts.
No, I'm pretty sure it's like after.
Then I'm just a silly American.
After it starts to freeze.
Yeah.
So the apples that stay on the trees.
Okay, so we already got to the how cold do you think cold is? The other one is everyone really as friendly as they seem from a distance in Canada?
It depends who you ask. I think we can be, what I heard from like, let's say people from France who moved, is that it's very easy to have like a good first connection, but to become really friend with, like, people already have their circles, and for like immigrants it's kind of hard to just find friendship. So yeah, it's kind of a disappointment.
Wow.
But I'm sure now, with all the apps, there's also apps like how do you find friends, so maybe you could use an app and find like other people who want to connect.
So I just I'm gonna schedule I need to book a trip. I'm told that I don't fish, but I've been told that fly fishing in like Alaska is pretty amazing. And if I go to Alaska with my brother, we're going to have to stop in Canada on the way back. Do you think I should go to Toronto or Montreal?
I've been to Toronto, I think just once, and it was raining all week and I hated it. So I've just been timing. So I have like 1 week of experience compared to 35 years of my life. So I would have to say Montreal.
Where are you building your so you're selling your book. Do you have a website for that, or do you have a place online where people can find out about you?
Yeah, so I'm still on the I want to place it in more places. But right now there's copies at Red Stick Books, like Red Stick Book. No, Red Stick Reads.
Red Stick Reads, yes.
You can buy it on the site of my publisher. Okay. But I do have a link on my website to do all that. So
awesome. What's your website?
lucetg.com.
lucetg.com. I really appreciate you coming by. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. But you have to teach me something about your former past as an English person.
What would you want to know?
Well, what is your favorite dish from England?
Fish and chips.
And the chips are French
They're like
fries
potato wedges out here.
Okay.
So if you go to the gas station, you have those thick wedge things. Yeah. They're those, basically, fish and chips.
Okay.
But it's because it's like, I don't care what the fish is. It's usually haddock or cod. It's called beer batter. When you look at British fish and chips, it's like it's an explosion of batter. It's like chewy and it's really good. But vinegar and salt on that.
Vinegar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Fish and chips. It's one of the only things I actually miss about England, to be honest. So
I do miss poutine as well. So
poutine. Yeah, I miss poutine too. I mean, not the other book. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.